The regular meeting of Cedar Springs City Council on Thursday, July 10, 2025 at 7 o'clock. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Here. Mr. Gross.
Here.
Mr. Marvel.
Here.
Mr. Maxson is excused. Mrs. Race. Here. Mrs. Rudy is excused. And Miss Atchison is here.
Madam Mayor, would you like a motion to excuse? I would like to make a motion to excuse Mr. Maxim and Ms. Rudy.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, same? Okay, passes 5-0. Was that 5? Yeah. Public comments. The council welcomes and encourages the public to speak during the public comment and public hearing portion of the agenda. However, council policy is to hear the public comment, not to act on the public comment at this time. Concerns brought before the council during the public comment portion of the agenda will be referred to the city manager for action. If after communicating with the city manager, no resolution is reached, the concern will be elevated to the mayor and then eventually to the council for actions. Those citizens wishing to speak on agenda and non-agenda items will be allowed a maximum of 4 minutes to address their concerns. This is the only time during the council meeting that citizens are allowed to address the council. Please state your name and address for the record if you would like. Do we have anybody that would like to make a public comment? Step right on up to the little microphone there for us so that we can hear it. Yep, and they can hear it online that way, okay?
My name is Dave Morris and I live in the 19,000 block of White Creek Avenue, south of 20 Mile. And I noticed that there was a request that possibly from the Planning Commission that somebody would make a request of the Kent County Road Commission and the Michigan Department of Transportation as far as the intersection of White Creek Avenue and Solon in regards to the White Creek Flats program that's going on. And I just wondered if anything had been passed on to the Planning Commission or the council concerning that. And that was my main concern. I travel that area 3 or 4 times a day. And as it is, it's complicated to say the best in some areas. And in the last 3 weeks, they widened from the metro facility going south. And then on the opposite side, they just finished up adding about 4 feet. And the pylons are still there. But in both cases, the extra area that was added to the roadside really doesn't come anywhere close to the in and out of the west entrance and exit of that. And it would appear to me that because of the fact I travel so much, that probably something else should be considered or done. And I just wondered if there was any response from anybody at this point.
Jerry, do you want to?
As far as
People have talked to them, they just haven't. What do you think, Darla?
the only thing I know is what it appeared to be was they're creating turn lanes to go into the facilities. And that was about all they were taking a look at. But I don't know all of it. And this is basically from another position I hold. I would like to see a full, wider lane for them to pull in and out. And it should be the length of the road, and I will agree. But, it's the county, and the county is the one that's gonna make the determination. So any comments really would have to be forwarded to the county road commission as far as that goes. We as a board here or the other location, I have no control over it otherwise. So
That's all that's been presented.
that, to my knowledge, is all that's been presented, yes.
Like I said, in both cases, more beneficial for the people pulling out of the metro facility headed south. But that doesn't even bring them up to the entrance of the flats. In other words, they'd be coming back on White Creek before that extra would do any good. And in the same condition, on the northbound side, they've taken that addition still south of the main entrance, unless they plan on cutting that entrance at more of an angle. But even at that, it's going to be quite a trip. Yeah.
A county road has to be approved of by the county. And what I think all they're doing is putting in an acceleration, deceleration lane. Gives people time to slow down to get into a drive, time to gain up a little speed getting out of the drive. So it would be up to Kent County to have to make a determination about another lane in there.
I have not been able to determine from the layout and stuff. Do we know how many apartments are going to be part of that program?
160.
And the city manager could address that better than I.
Oh, somebody.
Yeah. 168 units.
Okay,
There's 9 buildings.
just makes it look more complicated to me, but thank you for your time and consideration.
Anybody else? Public comment?
Hi, Perry Hopkins, 90 North Main Street. Just want to kind of give an update on like the Renaissance Fair. We had a great turnout, not as good as it would have been if it'd been cooler. Those numbers were down from last year. We did have a lot of positive feedback on how the layout was with actually closing down Main Street versus being hectic last year. One of the positive things we noted is that there was more business activity in it, but there's also more people from our community that was dressing and taking part with the actual event versus just walking around, checking things out. And I don't know if anybody's noticed the last couple of years when the Kent County Sheriff's Department does us a favor and get the road commission to bring in them signs going the week into it. Everybody's like, what's going on? What's going on? Well, that's a great asset for our community because those that are not in the know, those that don't get off Facebook or don't wander on Facebook after they're there to find out details on their own, it gives them a heads up of something that's going on. And today I got thinking is like, have we, after seeing the effects of what that does for the event stuff, have we considered maybe finding a plot somewhere along the main drag that we could put a digital sign more often? Just something to throw out as a thought is, you know, we're getting more and more events, more and more activities. Even like when they do blood drives and stuff like that, some of that stuff, people's like, what do you mean you have a blood drive? I'm like, yeah, I think it's by the library, but you know, I'm just thinking it may be an asset that we could come up with between the different boards.
Nice to something. Sure. The only thing I suggested was adding a digital sign at the new city hall
I was just
and running stuff like that too. So
quote unquote main drag.
Yeah.
but
yeah, yeah,
Main Street. 17 mile
Yeah.
around the corner.
Yeah.
But
At the start, you know, because the library's got one, but I don't know if everybody sees the libraries because by the time they get there, already looking for pedestrians and whatever. And just thought.
Thank you, Perry.
One more. Sue Wolf could not be with us tonight. She sent a letter that she would like me to read to you. Dear City Council and Planning Commission members, Thank you for your continued work on the short-term rental ordinance. I believe this will be both a useful and beneficial element for our city. I am out of town and unable to attend your meeting on Thursday, July 10th, 2025. Therefore, I am submitting this letter for your consideration. I have reviewed the recently amended draft, May 3rd, 2025, ordinance number 252 regarding short-term rentals. I believe it is well-written and a fair proposal for governing short-term rentals in our city, except for one sentence. The one sentence is found in section 8-125, letter A. The sentence reads, "The city manager may impose additional reasonable requirements as conditions of the permit, ... I believe the detailed specifications of this 6-page ordinance are clearly outlined. All the requirements and expectations are stated in advance for all parties involved through the written ordinance. There are also required inspections to be done by trained professionals to ensure the safety and compliance of city codes. City codes are met for all those involved, both occupants and surrounding property owners. However, even with a clearly written ordinance and required inspections, this draft currently gives one person the right to impose additional requirements to any one property owner. I believe this one sentence noted above is a very subjective sentence and should not be part of the final draft. This sentence gives a city manager full authority to mandate additional requirements onto any one property owner. I see the opportunity for potential confusion, hardships, and prejudice for all parties involved, including city leaders. I hope you will consider adopting the proposed ordinance with the removal of the one sentence as noted above. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, Sue Wolf.
Is there anybody online that would like to make a public comment? If so, raise your hand or unmute yourself. Seeing none, we will move on to public hearings, and we have none. Can I get a motion to adopt the agenda?
I will make a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Mrs. Conley,
Yes.
Mr. Gross,
Yes.
Mr. Marvel,
Yes.
Mrs. Race,
Yes.
Ms. Ashley. Yes, 5-0. How about a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
Madam Mayor, I will make a motion to adopt the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second that.
Either roll call. Mrs. Conley,
Yes.
Mr. Gross,
Yes.
Mr. Marvel,
Yes.
Mrs. Race.
Yes.
Ms. Atchison votes yes. Passes 5-0. We're on to action items. A, ordinance 252, an ordinance to amend the City of Cedar Springs Code of Ordinances and to amend Chapter 8 to add a new Article 6 to be titled Short-Term Rentals General, second reading. Mrs. Falcon?
So I will review kind of the headings of this ordinance and then explain our reasoning for the amended sentence in here. So the purpose of this ordinance, some residents came to the Planning Commission quite a while ago. Planning Commission has worked on this for several months. It's now before City Council for adoption, second reading. It just explains a couple definitions there. All people that would like to submit their property as a short-term rental, a permit is required. The city manager shall be responsible for processing and issuing the permits under this article. All property has to be inspected and pass inspections through PCI, that's who we contract with for inspections. Mentioned a permit would be issued. At this time, we are only looking at issuing 5 permits citywide. Comply with many regulations within the ordinance here. Permits can be revoked if certain situations occur. There could be penalties imposed if the violations are severe enough. That's kind of the highlights. If we can go back to section 8-125 permits. The full sentence reads, a permit may only be, excuse me, a permit may only be issued to an owner of the dwelling unit being permitted. The city manager may impose additional reasonable requirements as conditions of the permit to ensure compliance with the city's Cedar Springs City Code or to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the occupants. So this was not the original sentence that you saw last month. Couple words are stricken out of here and reasonable was added. I talked with the city planner and the city attorney on this sentence specifically. And just want to mention a couple instances where reasonable requirements that a city manager could impose. For example, a property is submitted for a short-term rental. PCI goes there, does the inspection, it passes inspection. However, maybe the rental allows pets. So the backyard may be fenced in. Maybe there's a board or two of the fence that is a little wonky or missing maybe. It doesn't fail the inspection, but that's where the city manager could say, please, completely fix the fence. A tree branch hanging or something, Well, no inspection's going to say, cut that tree branch. But maybe I could come and say, for the safety of everybody, safety, please trim that. You'll have people coming and going in this area, for example. That's the requirements that we are looking to impose additionally above and beyond an inspection.
May I say something?
Yes.
Isn't it our standard policy to have the city manager always as the person that's the final? I mean, I feel like that's always the way we do it. The city manager deals with the road closings for special events in the event that, I don't know, a water main breaks and it has to flip around to another place, or not that that's ever happened, or there's a fire, or, isn't that our default, why we have a city manager? To me, that's absolutely the way that this is supposed to happen. That's just for what it's worth.
I said the last time was that they thought that they were fine with the city manager that we have, but we could get a new one and they could go way above and go. Yeah.
Fascinating. You could have a different council too.
Yeah.
So that's the process.
Present, because she's not here, what they said. And I'm not saying I'm for them or against them. I'm just presenting, so we have a discussion. Yeah.
That is our standard policy. That's not special to this. We always default to the city manager is the one that implements the on the ground day-to-day stuff because we meet once a month.
Yeah.
It's not our job. And if we have to be the one to go look at the wonky fence or the escaped dog of the people who are renting the house for the weekend who live in Maine, or whatever it is,
Just allows that connection with the city.
Yeah.
There should be something like that. Yes.
I personally don't think that it's anything untoward that's gonna cause a problem. I believe it should be in there.
Yeah, I like the word
Mhm.
reasonable.
Yeah.
I think her concern brought up last time
Mm-hmm.
was kind of
And
addressed
you've
here by
addressed
adding
it.
that word,
Adding a couple words there as well. As necessary.
The way I read it, it's incidental. Something happened last time, you probably should take care of it for this time, or something like that. It may not be a major infraction, but we see this as a problem, probably should take care of it. And it's not necessarily going to deny him of, but they could say, you know, it's an incidental type situation. It could be different for every location. So,
Always in the area if they have rentals. They're not always here, so, yeah. Mhm.
Just have the property there.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know at least one of them, he lives in like Big Rapids. And we are not full-time employees of the city. The city manager is, regardless of whether or not the person with the rental property likes that person or not. They also might not like our police sergeant. They might not like our DPW director. They might not like any one of the people that is hired here. They might not like the mayor. They might not, you know what? That's fascinating.
We're gonna circle around on this after a year, I think, too. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna look at that C note too, like with
Mhm.
5 permits. I mean, and I guess if we have problems with that, then we'll address it then, but
Yeah.
I don't think we
Yeah,
will.
I mean, this
so.
is like a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Policy has always been that if the city manager can't resolve it, then you bring it to council. But this idea that somehow we should not even give the city manager that authority, that it has to come directly to council, because that was the argument that she made at the last meeting, is just ridiculous to me.
Or didn't want it in there at all. I don't, yeah. Okay, does somebody want to make an, motion? Guess we can act on this tonight.
I would like to make the motion that we, come to vote on the ordinance as presented, as it has been amended, sorry. Throat's dry. So as it is amended, it should be, voted upon and approved.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? Oh, okay. Mrs. Conley,
Yes.
Mr. Gross,
Yes.
Mr. Marvel.
Yes.
Mrs. Rice.
Yes.
Ms. Atchison votes yes, passes 5-0. Ordinance 253, an ordinance to amend chapter 32 zoning of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Cedar Springs to permit short-term rentals by right in the R2 single-family and two-family residential district, in the B2 Central Business District, and in the MU Mixed Use District zoning. Second reading.
So this ordinance is required to specify where these short-term rentals can, what properties can apply for the permits. So only in these 3 zoning sections, people can apply. And then it also has, they must require at least 1 space for parking.
Okay. Any more discussion? Oh. Mrs. Race.
We have to make a motion.
Oh, yeah, somebody make the motion. I'm sorry. I'm skipping ahead. We got 20 minutes. So,
I'll make a motion, to, approve action item B as written.
I'll second it.
okay, now we're gonna vote. Mrs. Race,
Yes.
Mr. Marvel,
Yes.
Mr. Gross.
Yes.
Mrs. Conley.
Yes.
Ms. Atchison votes yes, passes 5-0. Action item C, Kent County North Campus Community Event, August 14th, 2025, second screening. Mrs. Falcon, remind us.
This was a new event, never happened before in Cedar Springs, so we brought it to you last month for introduction. There was a lady here, I don't remember her name, I'm sorry. It's a wonderful thing. I've talked to John about it several times, passed it by staff. From 3 to 7 on August 14th at the North substation here. All kinds of activities focusing on what the services of Kent County provide and back to school services.
Okay. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion, for the Kent County North Campus Community Event, August 14th, 2025. Second reading, presented as written.
I'll second that.
Mrs. Race?
Yes.
Mr. Marvel?
Yes.
Mr. Gross?
Yes.
Mrs. Conley?
Yes.
Yes, passes 5-0. And then we're on to discussion items, which we don't.
Just have a little plug for it while we're talking about it.
Oh, I mean, would you like to give a plug for it? Would you like to wait till you give your report?
No, I'm excited for it too. Like Ms. Falcon said, it is the first time we're gonna do it, but it is being planned very, very well. There's been a meeting recently. And there's like a 2-page Word document of things we still need to do. We delegated people to do those things, and Meyer has already donated like 200 backpacks for back to school. So it's still in the works. I think it's gonna be great. I think we're gonna advertise it well. We have plans for that too.
So just to recap, there's going to be this really wonderful event where you can go look at the North substation that's new, and they have public health there along with policing. So I know that it's a place that you can get vaccines if you need them for your kids back to school. You're going to have backpacks to give away. I think there's going to be some snacks, I heard.
Yeah. Trucks there. I think the taco place in Cedar Springs is gonna be there. There's one other one I don't wanna say because I'm not sure who it's gonna be. But there's gonna be a lot of different units within the sheriff department's gonna be there. Like our special response team or TAC unit. There too.
Ooh, that'd be exciting. Horses, dogs.
Be there.
Hey,
Okay.
Maybe.
Be the star of the show, though, right?
This should be a great event.
What time is that?
It's from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m.
the
Okay.
date is August 14th.
3 to what? All right, thank you.
So just trying to like get that plug out there.
Okay, do we have any communications that we need to read at all? Besides, we already did Sue's. Okay. Department reports. City Manager, Mrs. Falcon.
So I just wanted to congratulate some of my staff here today. We publicly announced I have a new assistant city manager, Rebecca Johnson, formerly our city clerk.
You got it.
So April DeSess, previously deputy clerk, deputy finance director, is now the city clerk.
Hey.
Carrie Rodwell used to be our utility billing clerk. She is now the deputy finance director. And we have a new utility billing clerk, Cassie Kramer. So we posted it on Facebook today with new pictures and a little bit of job, descriptions. And I am really excited. It's gone very well by hiring Cassie and then promoting everybody from within and shifting of duties. And I think we are just growing so fast and our workload is all just getting so big. It was time we needed to do something, and this was the solution. So I'm really looking forward to the next
6 months.
year to make it all happen. So
I say something? I would just like to say, Darla, I love that you are building your staff underneath of you and developing them. And it's very helpful for all of us as someday when you retire, there will be somebody who knows how to do this job and we don't have to spend $20,000. So I greatly, greatly appreciate that.
I will be the first to admit that I talked to the assistant city manager. I says, you will stick around to fill in for Darla when she's gone, right? Right now, that's the feelings. It's all. And it was a fortunate situation we had with Darla being here before. I want to see everything develop right up through the city. There's a connection to the city. That city connection will continue on. And I think it's the best for the city. They know what's going on. They know what's happening. And if they can fill the shoes, more power to it. So.
I think also that it works, is gonna work so well is because they do work you guys all work together cohesively. So that transfer and stuff, you guys are all willing to help each other and, we're just really blessed to have the staff that we have. So thank you.
Just a couple other things I wanted to point out. As you can see, the Ash Street project is completed. We have our final walkthrough tomorrow, with the punch list items. I haven't looked at it, so I don't know how many is on there. Hopefully minimal. Construction Simplified, you'll see their signs now at the new City Hall. We have an open house tomorrow with any subcontractor that wants to bid on anything to do inside the building, painting, drywall, demolition, electrical, mechanical, they're all welcome. They've all been invited. The whole project is out for bid right now, so that's very exciting. Bids are due July 25th. So at the August meeting, I will be asking City Council to for a new contract with Construction Simplified to oversee all of that work that's going to happen. Hoping to have contractors start by September 1st, and it's about a 6-month project, so we should be in there by February, March 2026. So that's exciting.
Simplified have a hand in like who you pick your bids or anything?
They wrote the specs. They'll be picking the subcontractors and lining them up and working with them, and yeah. Yep.
What time is the?
11:30 to 1.
All right.
Other than that, I'm excited for the Heart of Cedar Springs Trust Fund Grant project to get started. That'll be starting around August 1st down by the amphitheater. So that'll be exciting to watch that be built this fall. And just a note, July 22nd through the 24th, I will be in Mount Pleasant at the Michigan Municipal Executives meeting. I've never attended that before, so I'm looking forward to, that's more, instead of like MML is more managers and elected officials, MME is just the managers. So good to connect with other managers.
Quick question. What was our major street this year that we were doing? Was it Pine Street?
Here,
Yeah.
we're going to be doing 5th Street from Cherry to Pine. And then 7th and Beach are 2 local streets. And then we're going to try to do Pine Street from Main Street to the White Pine Trail.
We're doing Pine Street. When is that?
So we awarded the contract to Michigan Paving. Yep, at the last meeting. We need to set up a pre-construction meeting, but the agreement they sent our engineers, they want to be completely done by November 1st. So literally in the next couple months, that work will be getting done as well.
CTA goes back to school. There's no way that's ever going to happen.
I don't know. I mean, if we have a,
Okay, but at least it's in the works. You know? Okay, yep.
When did CTA go back? Do they go back when everybody else at like the 20th?
20th is when Cedar goes back.
It's when most of Kent County, there's a county-wide calendar that all of the public schools.
Yep.
So but I don't know if the charter schools, I mean, like they can do what they like.
She's there.
Okay.
Are you ready for me?
Yeah, I think, are you done? Okay, yes, go ahead.
Okay, so the DPW department's been watering the flowers on Main Street and at the cemetery 3 to 4 times a week, cleaning the restrooms daily. Yeah, it can be challenging sometimes. We put the shade back up at Heritage Park, took the bushes out that were in front of City Hall, well, Rollins. I had a couple of the people go and clean the
Oh,
creek that are clean the creek that butts up against city property, clean the trash and the brush and stuff out of it, so hopefully it flows a little bit better. And then we clean the catch basins of the debris. Other than that, just the daily stuff that we do, mowing, trimming, all that. So that's it.
Thank you.
Drink a lot of water. It's really
Oh yeah.
hot.
We drink a lot of water.
And our water.
Yep.
Me too. All right, well, thank you.
Law enforcement, Mr. Paulson.
The only other thing I have is the plug for this weekend. The bike race is on Saturday, so we're gonna be closing down part of Main Street. Just watching the weather for Saturday. It's predicting thunderstorms, but I think that's gonna hold off until the afternoon, hopefully, so. They're gonna start closing the road down, I think, at 9 a.m. And the race actually starts at 10 in the morning. And we should be wrapped up by 2 to 3 p.m.
Last year.
Yeah, a lot of personnel from the sheriff's department at intersections throughout northern Kent County. And we have Rockford Police and Sparta Police helping out too. It's obviously a huge event. We want to keep the bikers safe, so we're just gonna, it's better to have more than enough personnel than not enough, so.
Are they doing the same path they did last year? Fire department, Sergeant Detloff.
We had fairly quiet month, thankfully. Few things going through. The Model A had its first parade
Yay.
and Lake's 4th of July parade, so it went really well. Reception's been pretty strong. Mechanically seems to be doing really well. Other than that, that's really been about it. Questions?
Concerned with as dry as it's been for the fireworks. So, cause we had that fire, the house fire, wasn't it, last year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
so,
was on the 3rd.
yeah, yeah.
Just thankfully none.
That for the chief.
Understand, I know we're drive by almost every day and we're like.
Just one
almost,
comment from the
almost.
chief. I want to thank you, you know, specifically on what you've done with the old truck, okay? It amazed me to see how many people were taking pictures of that truck alone, ignoring the rest of them. So, all the money that's spent on the big trucks, and they were all interested in that truck, so you guys did a super job and people have recognized it, so.
It was definitely a team effort. Even though I'd love to take credit for it, it was not just me. Our officers, more specifically Greg Seeley, really put a lot of time and effort into it. And, you know, thanks to city for, you know, getting the money to get this thing moving. It was time. It had been sitting for way too long and need to get finished. My privilege, and I appreciate it, so.
Thank you. City clerk, April.
I actually want to thank Bella and Rebecca for just entrusting me with the position, for Emily for letting me go from finance. I echo everything you said. Such a great group. Also for we're gonna have to follow, so I will do my best. One of the projects that I would like to see in the clerk's office over the next 2 years is auditing the cemetery, so it's something that I've drafted, plan to start, so with DPW, hoping that we can get that, just all over and checked and double checked, and so looking forward to doing that. Obviously, there's an election here in a couple weeks. Priority, and have the scan project that we've been working on, record retention project that is up soon, so then they're gonna start to see. stuff going on and
Madam Mayor, can I ask a question? So have we not had an audit of our cemetery?
we keep trying to really look through records and, things, trees are growing out there, there's, issues with.
I don't doubt that.
Unfortunately, for less staff and time. Yeah. You don't necessarily have the ability to do everything you want to do, and with this plan.
I greatly appreciate it. I'm just clarifying that that is a thing that we,
Talked about years ago when they hired me, and now we're actually getting to a place where we can do some of these things. They kind of dive in a little.
that's an important thing people might not realize. I had a thing in my family where we were hunting for, my dad had an infant sister that died of whooping cough, and we couldn't, like, nobody, we're talking about somebody born in 1922, and trying to find, and didn't have a full name, and my husband found where they had buried her on top of another family member. She was 8 weeks old and died of whooping cough on Christmas Eve, and found through the records online, because it wasn't on a grave marker, where she existed. And that took them to the death certificate, to the full name, because I mean, my grandparents were dead, my parents were dead, like nobody had any, other than we had this rumor family, whatever. And it was those records that got us there. And so it is like an important thing, like people don't realize. And if it's not on the tombstone,
That's why.
thank you for doing that. Well, thank you for offering to say that, like, this is the thing. Like, I had no idea that we haven't done it. So that's kind of a big deal. I didn't mean that in a pejorative way. I was trying to say, like, thank you for, like, bringing it to our attention, and, thank you to Rebecca for saying, hey, this is a thing that needs to be done. So I just wanted to, like, put that out there, that people might not realize, like, why it's a big deal.
Finance Director, Mrs. Landon.
Evening. So I have mailed out the 2025 summer tax bills, so you probably all have received those by now. I have been getting a few phone calls, most of them from new homeowners that have purchased in the last year or so, kind of in shock about how much their taxes are. And I have to talk through with them and, explain that it's really a reflection of the market right now. I mean, it's across the board. Home prices are up, so that's what your taxes are based on. And
Right?
Yeah.
into that ahead of time, what their taxes are going to be, and they're a little shocked by it. So I've had a few of those phone calls this week, and I was on vacation last week, so I'm catching up, and also busy with month end, quarter end, and year end stuff. So yeah, busy time, and we'll have our audit coming up, which it has not been scheduled yet, but that'll be in the next month or two. So we should be getting that scheduled here shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council comments? To start.
I'm starting. I've received, for some reason, people decide to talk to me about things. But the two recently, I had a person come up to me and says, just how many county sheriffs officers do you employ in the city? I says, just a couple, no big deal. Well, then why are there so many cruisers around town? I'm thinking, that's one of the benefits of having the substation right close by. So I said, don't you like them? Well, no, I just feel very safe. So, which is a plus, and I appreciate it very much. And as far as the deal with the taxes coming down, Emily, and this is not personal, the only thing I looked less forward to was my draft notice changing to a 1A at the time of Vietnam. So, because I meant I was going to be drafted, and that was after spending a year in college. But so, it was all necessary. And the things we have to do and the things we can do for the community has to come through the funds that way. And if they don't understand that, they need to begin to understand, because if it wasn't for the taxes, we wouldn't have what we have. So, as I've said before, though, I truly appreciate the fact we're getting to the point where we can promote within, that we are finding local talent to fill some positions. And this, Darla, I attribute to you, okay? You're a fantastic recruiter. And I'd like to say I had something to do with Rebecca getting into this position, but I don't know as though that was the case to begin with, because we had to talk well before that. So, but it's a small community, but it's a growing community. The more that we have the commitment of the people and the people that are running it, the better off we are. And I appreciate it. And thank you to all the board members that serve. And good luck to those that are running again. And glad to see there are still new faces, because there is still something in the back of my head. It tells me you may have a seat even if you don't get a seat. So, okay. So, okay, that's it.
Mr. Marvel?
Great meeting. Yeah. Congratulations to everybody that got a promotion. So you guys are gonna do great. Thanks for everybody that made a public comment, because if you don't tell us, we don't really know. So really do appreciate the feedback. So other than that, love the town and love the direction we're going. So that's it.
Thank you. Mrs. Rice? Just excited that we're finally gonna get the new play area over by the amphitheater. That the changes for that are we've been working out for so long, so it's exciting to see that this is going to come to fruition, and I think it'll excite the residents of the city. Excited for a short meeting. That's always good. It wasn't 20 minutes, but you know, and just congratulations to all you. You guys do a great job, and I trust all of you and what you do, and I know you're gonna take the city far. So it's very exciting, and thank you for all you guys up here. Mrs. Conley?
I would just like to say thank you for doing the hard work on dealing with the taxes, Emily. There's, I know, movement that is in their third iteration of trying to get signatures. One of those people really sends me nasty grams. So, because I also am employed by a place that has a large bond that is revamping a building that I work in. So I'm somehow personally responsible for that, even though I don't vote there. But I just saying, I know how hard it is to have to deal with that blowback. And so thank you for doing that with so much grace and intelligence, and just thank you for doing that hard job in a way that is not always pleasant. So because if we don't have taxes, we don't hire the fire department to show up when someone's house is burning down. We don't hire the clerk to make sure everybody gets to vote. we don't hire the city manager to make sure that fences aren't letting dogs out of places where people are renting. We don't hire our police department to have staffing to make sure everybody's safe. So it is absolutely critical. Like, we all don't get paid all that much. This is mostly community service, and none of you are getting paid a lot, but it's like a real job, and we can't expect you to do it for free. So thank you for that. And thank you for, because if I'm getting nasty grams, I'm betting you are too. So just thank you for that.
I got a couple good pictures of the fire truck at the Sand Lake Parade. I stood out in the road, let them get pretty close. So I sent them to Darla. So if you would like some, we'll get them to you. I took a click, you know, quite a few. So they have a good presence in the parade. It was really nice. They were all walking around together beforehand and stuff, and it was exciting to see them in the parade. So that was great. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Madam Mayor.
And we want to remind everybody to vote. It's August 4th, correct? August 4th at the primary. It's the only thing on the ballot is it August the 4th, 5th? I'm sorry. Yeah.
Time like before, like is it just that day? Okay.
What date is it? Okay, for sure. It is August 5th because these ladies know.
And is there absentee voting?
But that's the only thing on the ballot, but it's very important. There are 5 people running. So we have to get them down. That's why we have to have a primary. There can only be 4 people on the ballot, and that's for 2 seats. So please come and vote. We had a meeting, some of the candidates got together at the Heritage Park and had a little meet and greet Tuesday night. It was nice. There was 3 of us there. And we answered some questions, but I know that there are people showing up here to try and figure out about the candidates. We're going to try and figure out a way to get some more stuff out there about it.
Would the Squire put out, like we used to, the Cedar Springs Post used to put out a little bio.
We might try and get something in the Bugle.
I said the Bugle.
So, but please show up. Please, you know, there's a lot of interest, and so it's a great thing that many people are interested and want to do their diligence to help in the city. And
so August 5th, from when to when? Polls open at what time? 7 a.m. until 8 p.m.
Yep. That good? Yep. All right. That will conclude our council meeting tonight. 7:53.